I'll wait a few minutes to get some people in the room. I am back, everyone. Last week's was 2 Saturdays ago now. Davidson College event that some of you may have seen. Got censored. That video got censored, removed. Faith, my girl, you're so faithfully loyal to me. And I really appreciate you. I'm driving back to Massachusetts to attend my my grandmother's to attend my grandmother's funeral. Andy, it's great to see you again. Really good to see you here, Chris. You guys are great. I'm back. I'm driving back to Massachusetts. 844 miles one way. My car's got a minor oil leak, so I'm going to keep an eye on that. Yeah, I'm driving all because I won't wear a mask. I will not wear that device on my face 1 second longer ever again. And so airplane out of the question, bus out of the question, train out of the question. I am driving up to West Virginia from North Carolina to stay as a stopover. I'm going to get on the road here, I think, and just talk for a little bit. So if I'm not responding to the chat, I apologize for that because I am driving or will be here in any second. Just got myself some spring water for the trip. I'm excited about that. Gonna try not to eat absolute garbage on the way there. Let me see. Faith and Christopher, a couple other people. Yeah, I just wanted to get on to talk about the censorship, talk about family, talk about life for a little bit as I get going on the road here. I hope all of you are doing well out there, any of you listening now, and any of you that may find this later. I'm wearing my favorite t-shirt, C19 VAXX makers are exempt from liability. I got a magnet on my car about it. Yeah, it's a really important message, I think, that we need to be sharing with folks. No liability if any injuries or harm comes to you. So, of course, those of you that are watching here or that may find this video probably in alignment with me, that will just never take this thing. And many of us here are ready to die for our freedoms. If you're not there yet, I encourage you to look inside. If there's anything to be feared. If we can't be free, then I don't see a point in being alive. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing every day for these children. You know, my nephews. I only have one blood nephew, but I have a bunch of little children that I consider my nieces and nephews. And they call me Uncle Andy, so it seems fitting for me to call them my niece or nephew. I'm not okay with handing over the keys to this world to them in the current state, where like slaves, they act like slaves, and they never understand what the true concept of freedom actually is. I'm not okay with handing that world over to my nephews and my nieces and all of your children out there. celebrating these Frankenstein products. Just saw today that Pfizer broke a world record broken. 36.8 billion with a B in sales from that product that is harming untold amounts of people. They apparently don't like me. I mean, that video, that last live stream that I did at Davidson College, where they were requiring sorry for the GPS lady, where they're requiring 5-year-olds to show proof of 1 dose and 12-year-olds to show proof of 2 doses. Just to see a basketball game, we were protesting and objecting to that event. It's only about 30 or 40 people there, but it was like 35, 40 degrees, absolutely freezing, especially for North Carolina. 70 degrees today, by the way, 70 degrees out. So all these swings in weather and temperature, totally not normal at all. It's all because of this weather engineering, weather modification, geoengineering, solar radiation management, not chemtrails, okay? If those of you out there listening or talking to your friends and family about this stuff, please try not to use that word. It's just not a good word. They'll go and research it, and literally every single thing that comes up about it says it's a giant internet conspiracy. So let's use the language that if they, they're not pre-programmed to resist that language because they're unfamiliar with it, number one. And number two, if they hear a word, you're talking about weather engineering, weather modification, and these hideous trails in the sky that are just poisoning every breath we take and all of our food systems and our ecosystems, and they're affecting the bees and they're affecting the birds, combined with these harmful towers, these microwave, millimeter wave, 5th generation variety communication infrastructure that we have. All of it is completely toxic to our well-being. Fluoride in the water, okay? Genetically modified food. The World Health Organization, not even sure if I could say this, the World Health Organization claims that 13.7 million people die of environmental pollution every year. Every year. Something like 4 million alone just from air pollution. 4 million and change. And people were never wearing masks in defense of that, right? Clearly, there's an agenda going on here, right? You live near a city, you live anywhere, you're paying attention, you're finding voices like me and other people that are pushing the envelope on, the types of questions we ask, we're allowed to ask, these kinds of things. Many people in this community, the Seeking Truth community, still don't understand the full picture, the full story of World War II, okay? Can't say specifically the event on this platform. Shouldn't even be on here until I can figure out how to live stream somewhere else. I do like coming here and conversing with you all. Let me here at 5.5 to West Virginia. There's a water tower up here, okay? See if I can change the camera. There's a water tower straight ahead with the 5th generation antennas all over the top of it. A water tower, okay? We know water is affected by frequency, sound, vibration, intention. Water is affected by that. We are mostly water. So It doesn't take a rocket scientist. It's funny how I still use that term sometimes. Because I'm taking the position that space is fake and it's not what they told us it was. NASA is a fraud. And the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, Jack Parsons' outfit. Jack Parsons, the guy who used to pal around with Aleister Crowley and L. Ron Hubbard, and they practiced sex magic, ritual sex magic together. Jack Parsons, who created the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. Space is fake. Please go research it. You have to consider some of these things a real possibility at this juncture. When you can't leave certain countries, you can't leave. My girlfriend cannot return to El Salvador. Her brother cannot return to El Salvador, come back to the United States without taking this Frankenstein product. Gene-altering, life-changing product that just topped the charts broke records for the number one pharmaceutical product ever sold. Despite the fact that they shouldn't even exist. Pfizer, criminal history. I don't know why I can say this. Google, that has intimate to the intelligence community through the CIA's investment arm in QTEL, exposed by many journalists, but a great book written about the surveillance state and Surveillance Valley, the book being called Surveillance Valley, how appropriate, exposed all of this. Google, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of these people. Jeff Bezos, the same thing. Amazon, Jeff Bezos, CEO of Amazon, has a $600 million plus deal with the CIA. Owns a newspaper of record, ties with the intelligence community, and he has cameras in your home. Cameras in your home, and we're just okay with it. The Great Reset. The World Economic Forum's The Great Reset is the great takeover, okay? You will own nothing, have no privacy, and life will never be better. I hope you guys enjoy the countryside here. It is beautiful here, driving through North Carolina. It's a beautiful day. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm not okay with owning nothing, having no privacy. That's not a better life for me, or my children, or grandchildren, or grandchildren's grandchildren, okay? It's all about them. This isn't about me. I didn't start this channel to start talking about, well, you know what? I actually did start this channel to talk about me because I was losing my mind and I had no one to talk to. And once I went through some spiritual experiences with plant medicine, getting to the root cause of my heroin addiction and just horrific behavior, I realized that this isn't about me. It really never has been. It was therapeutic when I first started. I can't talk about the Patriots and the Red Sox and the Bruins and the weather while my brothers and sisters that patronize these institutions are using fake vaccination cards. Well, let's not talk about it. Let's talk about the weather. No, I'm not going to talk about the weather when my home city of Boston that I'm driving to right now, I didn't grow up in the city, but I live an hour from there. I'm not going to talk about trivial things. Oh, the moon's out right now. Beautiful. Can see through it, by the way. can absolutely see through the moon. It's transparent. You can see blue sky through it. What does that tell you? Not 240,000 miles away and not a physical object. Sorry, keep going off on these here. Not going to talk about the weather while my home city is segregating in mass, creating a medical apartheid, two-tiered class system, two-tiered. All the while we see these politicians, rules for thee, not for me. Wear your mask, stay home, isolate yourselves, live in fear. While they get caught over and over and over and over again. Stacey Abrams, Gavin Newsom, Magic Johnson. What do you know? Another celebrity pushing this, friends with governors, right? The celebrities, the musicians. All of these people are involved. Almost all of them. They're pushing their products. They're pushing their narratives, their agendas. They're friends with the UN. They give speeches at the UN. You can find a video on my channel from 2020. Audio wasn't great. Production value terrible, okay? But what I actually say in the video is what's of importance. And I showed a video from the UN's own website. And it was a music video called We Will Rise. It was a concert to unite the Pacific put on by the UN. And that was the one that I've said a bunch of times. The lyrics are, around the world, we're closing borders, COVID-19's on the rise. A new world order behind closed doors. The storm will pass, we will survive. That's on the UN's website. That was 2 years ago. The CDC has zombie preparedness materials, a whole website dedicated to zombie preparedness, whatever that means. We're seeing all these terrible reactions to these things. They have crazy technology that many of us can't wrap our heads around. Physically controlling people's, a monkey's motor skills or neurological system to the point where you can get the person or the animal or the patient, however you want to put it, to control their motor skills. It sounds totally insane, but they're doing these things, right? The future of AI being this brain-computer interface, right? Neuralink, Elon Musk. I'm not okay with any of it. I'm not going to talk about the sports and weather. I'm really more nervous about some of the sort of interactions I'm going to be faced with certain family members that still think I'm crazy, even though almost everything I've said has come to fruition and is basically 100% true. These same people that we're still really divided. So I'm a little bit nervous about these interactions that I'm going to have. I'm excited to see my family, my brothers. I don't know if my oldest brother's going to be there yet. I've got to give him a call, but friends that are having a hard time. You guys out there, if you pray, say a prayer for my family, my mom, my brother, all my aunts, uncles, cousins. Some people in my family are having a really hard time. I've been pretty emotional about this, but I'm really at peace. She's not suffering anymore. She was 91. I think I told you guys back in November, she was put into the hospital, isolated, alone. 90th, her 90th birthday. She had a drive-by birthday party. It's just been all-out psychological warfare on everyone. And my grandmother fell victim to it. My meme fell victim to that. Just ate up that fear, consumed it wholeheartedly. And the rest of my family followed suit. And next thing you know is drive-by birthdays and all the events all the gatherings we would always have were canceled. And she was deprived of that, in the last moments of her existence here, her life. And that's what upsets me more than anything. And it's just like, it's hard for me to bring that up in front of my family. I just don't want to talk about it. I don't want to fight with them. I'm living 1,850 miles away from my family. I don't get to talk to them all that much. And when I do, it's, they're just worried and concerned about me. It's like, I don't know. A lot of thoughts going through my head. Life is really, really short. It's like, what is the point of us being here if we can't be free, if we can't be free to love, if we can't be free to think for ourselves, to express ourselves? The TV is just spewing this ridiculous hatred and vile fear and blatant deceptions, deceiving us, distracting us, dividing us, demoralizing us, dehumanizing us, demonizing us, trying to blame us for the current state of our world. And you know what? There might be an argument to be had there. We allowed this to happen. We all did. Most of us have not been questioning authority and asking tough questions and admitting that we might have been wrong. Most people are not doing that still. More and more every day. I love that. The human spirit is still very much alive. And we're seeing that in Canada, Australia, Germany, Italy, France. We're seeing it everywhere. And that's awesome. And I use those things to make me feel better. Those types of events. Even though I think many of these events, unless we really do the work of boycotting every institution, every business, every person, every behavior, me driving 850 miles one way. So putting almost 2,000 miles on my car that has 264,000 miles on it. It's got a minor oil leak. Taking that risk is a great risk. So yeah, say some prayers, send some love for my. Appreciate that. Always appreciate that. You all are in my thoughts out there. I'm really grateful for my audience, any new members that have found your way here. As so many people in this journey since I started speaking out publicly. And it's surreal. We're 2 years ago warning that no mask, no service would turn into no vax, no service. Here we are. All these people that have taken this product because of their jobs, because of the coercion, economic terrorism. That's worth speaking up about. That's worth losing relationships, in my opinion. People have lost everything through this. The suicide rate is astronomical. It's through the roof, especially with young children. There was that woman in Australia that burnt herself alive, burnt herself to death in a car. It had a sign that said, "The mandates are killing us and nobody cares." That's not true. Many people care. But we need more people to care. And I can't. That's the biggest challenge and hurdle I see for myself, is like, I can't make people care. Neither can you, right? And that's an issue. That's because of the way they've engineered our society with the drugs and the alcohol and the legal heroin that big pharma, we just seem to have forgotten about that aspect of the pharmaceutical industry, the opioid epidemic, something that took the lives of, hundreds of thousands in the last 20 years. They lied about it, said it wasn't addictive, flooded small communities with millions and millions of these things. And most people in these small communities are bored. Nothing to do, no opportunities, no quality of social life. For me, growing up where I grew up, looking back on it, if I was the person I am today, I would have been in love with where I grew up. It's right near the mountains. There's just endless amounts of hiking and exploring you can do. But not everybody wants to do that. Massachusetts is super cold. If you don't have money, the winter times are just cold and miserable, no sunlight. So everybody's like sick and, vitamin D deprived and depressed. Wow, what a beautiful ride this is, actually. Staying in the Shenandoah Mountains. Just for a night to rest up. Got another 8 hours tomorrow. And I just wanted to hop on and get some stuff off my chest and see if I can't get myself censored again. So hard sharing information. It's really, I don't know the way forward. I don't have all the solutions. It's got to be like more people getting active, staying active, talking to people in real life. I think there's just got to be a whole lot more of that take place. And Uwharrie National Forest, I'm driving through. Isn't that hilarious how the government thinks they own they own all these national parks? Theft. Outright abject theft. Trump won. This guy's gonna... Oh, God, they'll probably take me down for that. I just read this guy's sign. Voting. I saw a meme the other day that said, this is how anarchists view an election booth, and it was a porta potty. I got a big chuckle out of that. Just vote harder. Just vote harder. I don't like Larkin Rose or anything, but he wrote a great book called The Most Dangerous Superstition. And it's all about the absolute fraud of the selection circus we have in the United States. Always been a fraud, always will be, and no one has a right to rule over me or you or your children. No one has a higher claim or authority over your life and your existence. And, some of you may say, God has authority over me. That's up to you. That's for you to decide. That's your relationship that you have with the divine. And it should be yours. And I've said this many times on this channel. I think even those of us that love freedom and talk about freedom and want our kids to be free, we put up walls around us with deities and religion. And we don't actually, many times, many people they're not even willing to hear the other side out, right? We need more numbers. We need people to stand up to tyranny and to stand up to evil. And we need to be careful and cognizant about the kind of walls that we build around us. Like, for example, I am a person who questions the cosmology I've been force-fed my entire life. Just said earlier that I think space is fake. And it was in a Hollywood basement, okay? If I was in front of my computer, I could show you the NASA green screens and show you how the ISS, they basically train for these spacewalks in a buoyancy pool, okay? NASA, they've never been back to the moon in 50 plus years, 53 years now. Never been back. But they're going to go in 2024, right? Said lost the technology, destroyed that technology. My point isn't to go deep on NASA and just how fake space really is. No photographs of the Earth. None at all. Astronauts hanging from wires in the ISS. Not my point to go deep into this, but go look into some of those things, okay? My point is, I question the cosmology of the Earth. My brother does not, okay? He thinks anyone who questions the spinning ball Earth, the round Earth, or the Big Bang is, an absolute ignoramus. That's what my brother thinks. So by default, he thinks I'm an ignoramus in that regard. And when the conversation goes to that place, him and I gets bumpy. It gets really bumpy. So I'm trying to get it all together. Not all together, but I think what I'm trying to say is if there's something that we just can't, there's issues that we just cannot get to common ground on, then maybe it would behoove us or benefit us to move past that and find that common ground and really stick to that. My brother loves freedom, and it sounds like he's willing to die for his freedom. Hasn't taken the shot. He claims that he's not going to. And we need to secure freedom before we're going to resolve any of these other differences in worldview and these kinds of things first. I think it's freedom, freedom to question, freedom to speak, freedom to travel, freedom to gather. All forms of freedom must be guarded with jealous attention. The public liberty. I think we really need to be cognizant of the walls that we're putting up. And I really want to say that, just how divided my family has been, how divided I'm seeing other families, relationships, people losing custody of their children because they won't give them a certain product. This hurts my being. Even though I can't control what these people do, and, that whole you can lead a man to knowledge, but you can't make him think is true. And I can't force my beliefs onto anyone else because I don't want to enforce my position upon anyone. I want to live in a voluntary society with consensual relationships, voluntary consensual transactions, voluntary consensual partnerships. There's no reason, I mean, we may have differences in deities. There's no reason we can't grow food and help each other do that. There's no reason we can't, help empower these children in creative ways because we have different gods or different spiritual beliefs. I don't even like the word belief. So yeah, I have so much to talk about. I just wanted to jump on, let you all know, head back to Massachusetts from the Carolinas. Send me love, good vibes, just send me some thoughts, okay? I'm enjoying the landscape here, starting to see some mountains over here. Yeah, I just wanted to touch base, let you guys know, doing okay. Pfizer broke the world record, 36.8 billion. And that life is short. Life is sweet. It's beautiful. And all of you out there are really significant and special. And you have no idea how powerful, how significant, how unique, how great an opportunity this is right now before us. It's the greatest opportunity we've ever seen to put an end to all this once and for all, to take back our lives and our freedoms and our minds and our spirits and our souls, expose this, all of it, continue to work on that as you try to separate yourself from this insanity, and keep working, keep coming together. Don't let those religious ideas that, you've grown up with and you're so emotionally tied to, don't let those things get in the way. Like, I'm not telling you who to believe in or whatever. I have my relationship with the Creator. You have yours. And I respect whatever it is. I am not a person that subscribes to anything that would harm anyone else. So if your beliefs do that, then I'm not okay with that. The no aggression or the no harm principle, right? Do no harm. Natural law, cause and effect. So important. But yeah, I just want to jump on, guys, say hello, see if this was actually working for me now. Yeah, got one strike for medical misinformation. Of course, no information provided to me whatsoever at all. None at all. And that's how goal created by the CIA. So I'll leave you with my favorite quote that I've said here to empower you all to keep speaking up. Sometimes it gets hard. We feel like we want to give up because we've just lost so many friendships. I prefer to stay true to myself, even at the hazard of incurring the ridicule of others, than to be false and incur my own abhorrence. Tap into that quote. That quote really hit me hard when I first heard it a couple years ago. That's what I've been doing, just screaming, and sort of demolishing relationships in the process. In the process of trying to make amends for some of that, take accountability for my role in that sort of divided relationship, and hopefully we can move forward on common ground and make children, I don't know, something else, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, the whole nine, huge family. You know, if we can't gather and be cordial and respectful of one another in the same room, then our children and the future for our children is not going to be good. If a family, an extended family, cannot gather in peace, mutual respect, then the future for our children will be bleak. For us, will be bleak. There's so much opportunity and potential, though. That's what I'm trying to say here. We know these people are criminals. We know they're liars. We know they're frauds. They've exposed themselves. The Federal Reserve, right? Private institution, not federal, no reserves, run by private bankers. Almost every company there is, owned and controlled by BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street. Both sides of the mainstream lamestream, Operation Mockingbird, CIA infiltrated media, Operation Mockingbird, where the CIA was proven to be guilty of infiltrating the media and placing their operatives there to to foment disarray and chaos, to manufacture consent for war. Operation Mockingbird media, they've exposed themselves, and the house of cards is about to come down. So we need to keep talking about this. Nothing short of like them taking my life while I shut up. So be vigilant, stay humble, stay positive, challenge your ideas every single day. Don't build walls. Try to make amends where you can. Sometimes I know it seems like the impossible thing. Forgiveness is a very powerful thing. It has been for me in my life, my journey of overcoming this addiction and suicide, all this anger and resentment that I was feeling towards the people in my life needed to be addressed and done away with, really. That was for me personally, Some may say out there, that forgiveness should only come to those that ask for it. I don't know. Forgiveness is a whole nother conversation, but it did a lot for me in my life. I know that the anger, resentment, the pain that I was holding on to did not serve me, and I've been much better off for it since. So if you're hearing this and you're in Massachusetts, I think I'm going to try to have a small gathering, and I'll reach out to certain people, and I'll try to let you guys know if you're in the area where you can come meet up and talk about freedom, talk about what's happened, what's happening, and what may happen, all the while we enjoy the present, the power of now. I've been working on that lately, just trying to be more present. It's been hard, working, serving pizzas to ungrateful people in the city, being harassed about not wearing the medical device on my face. I'm the only one in the restaurant, doesn't wear the medical device. Doesn't take the experimental products, and I'm basically the only one that's been healthy. So, make sense of that, right? Haven't worn a medical device on my face the whole time. Haven't taken these products. Haven't isolated, met, and shaken hands with thousands of people easily. Hugs, kisses, dancing, whatever. Plant medicine experiences with all these people. I haven't been sick once. I've been congested the whole time, as you all have heard. And I apologize for the audio. It must be brutal. I listened to it. Maybe you don't hear it. I know we're our own worst critics. Maybe you just kind of like, oh yeah, he does that. I hope you can kind of skip over that. I guess if you're here, you guys are okay with it. I've always been self-conscious about it. But I guess it is who I am. I'm working on trying to resolve that issue. I know I need to detox and things like this. I've been saying that for a while. Just need to do these things. Make more changes, more positive changes is the idea. So, but morally, spiritually, mentally, I'm in a better place. Even with the loss of my grandmother, I love her so much. She was just suffering so badly. And it was a big strain on my family, my mom and my dad, my brother. Of course, they did it with unconditional love and loving open arms, and they've been so great, and I'm so grateful for my family for having taken care of her at the end. She got to die with my family, not alone in a hospital, and just, this whole thing. I've had to console a grieving girlfriend who lost her grandmother a couple months ago, and she had to die alone in a hospital in El Salvador because of this manufactured, pre-planned crisis event that we're living through. And all they did was use words to do it. Scary story around the campfire. And it's been real heavy, like trying to console my girlfriend about that. She can't get that idea out of her head that she died alone. It's just so sad, and it just angers me so much. It's like a lot of tears have been shed over these struggles that all of us are facing. My friend Frank in Australia, if you're listening, love you, buddy. Couldn't leave his own state of South Australia without proof of vaccination. They've since rolled back some of these ridiculous tyrannical things, but any of you paying attention know that it's just a brief respite, and they're going to come back and do something else. DHS, the Department of Homeland Security, just issued a bulletin about threat from conspiracy theorists. Anyone questioning the government that doesn't trust the government. Yeah, really just going through the emotions with all of this, trying to stay level-headed, but it's hard. My spirit is being tested every day. Our spirits are being tested, have been tested right throughout our very existence. This stuff's been going on forever. This attempt to control society and enslave society forever in this digital, artificially intelligent metaverse or whatever. So yeah, I'm gonna I think focus on the road, get back to this road trip, but I really appreciate all of you. I'm looking forward to seeing some of my friends and family, even though it's under these circumstances, 73 north, right? Let's see. Oh, here we go. Sorry about the GPS. But yeah, I'm really excited to come home. It's the most exciting thing I've done in a while, this road trip, actually. Just working 5-6 days a week, serving pizzas for these ungrateful people. Seeing the restaurant experience is just absolutely, it blows the doors off of the entire narrative and just totally exposes the whole thing.
Continue on I-73.
This whole idea that the device is going to protect you standing here with the mask on, with the device on. But, sitting down without it, you're good. You're good sitting down without it. You're totally free. It doesn't exist. And it's just absolute madness. But I think the human spirit's alive. If you're looking for something like inspirational, go check out that, trucker convoy in Canada. Even though I think it's probably been co-opted and they're promoting signs like F Trudeau, which, of course, right? Who wouldn't agree with that? The guy is a total tyrant dictator. But I think what it does is it serves that divide and conquer agenda. Just like the Let's Go Brandon t-shirts here serve the same purpose. It's just to make the environment among all of us here in reality, on the ground, living everyday life, it's just to make that environment that much more tense. I'm not going to tell anyone what to do or say, right? I don't do that here, but that's how I see it. So the trucker movement up there might have been co-opted, and might be, and it's just the beginning. So keep an eye out for that. Keep an open mind. But also, there's so many genuine people that are there and that are doing these amazing things, like bringing gas and feeding these people and housing them and helping, these things. Those are all amazing things to think about, to focus on. And Australia just had a huge event in Victoria, and it was beautiful. But we have to not just go to these rallies and these protests. We have to if you're going to go there, get connected with people, be vigilant for anyone there trying to co-opt, genuine objection and non-violent participation, because violence just doesn't feel like it's going to work with the tools and the weaponry that they have anyways, right? It would just be a bloodbath. And bloody revolutions have never changed anything, ever. Maybe temporarily, but winners write history, and our history has been completely whitewashed, so it's hard to even say what really happened. But look to those places. Look to Canada and all those genuine people that are there. And look to these other countries that have been standing up against this for a long time. That's all I'll say. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you for watching. I can't see who's watching. 10 thumbs up. Thank you. Appreciate that. I just really appreciate all of you for finding your way here, for being open-minded, for standing up for freedom and that which is right in this world. We don't need to be scientists and doctors to understand that there's something wrong. Right? We have intuition, we have observation, we have life experience. We know how these things work. So tap into that intuition. You don't need scientific studies to prove that suffocating yourself, probably not a great idea. You know, you don't need scientific studies to prove that there's great risk associated with taking anything by these people. Habitual offenders, bribing physicians, falsifying adverse trial results, lying, billions of dollars paid out in criminal penalties. Why you would ever take anything from them, any product, why you would allow yourself to listen to any advertisement or anything, to put any of those ideas in your head from those people. It's beyond me. How did we forget about their role in the opioid crisis? You know, that has been an absolute atrocity since it started. Drug addiction is through the roof. Suicide through the roof, as we mentioned earlier. Can't make people care, though. Can't make people care. Try to care about yourself out there. Try to love yourself. Be graceful when you do have these moments where you're turning inside and you're going through deep introspection. Be graceful with yourself. This experience is not easy, and we've all stumbled and fallen many times. What are you going to do now, going forward? Are you going to be better? That's all that matters. That's all that matters. You can't take back whatever you did. You can't. Try to make your existence better around you. Being the change, right? I'm going to try to be the strongest guy at this funeral for my family. And that's what I'm looking to do and be. And I'm going to do my best to be as kind as I can be to even these people that dismiss me, block me, dehumanize me, demonize me, blame me, shame me. I'm going to be gentle upon them too, because we've been badly manipulated, deceived. Our spirit has been corrupted. And this machine that has engineered all of this docility, this cremation of care, it's an engineered cremation of care is what it is. Bohemian Grove, that's what that was all about, the cremation of care. It was tailored to these sick elite people, to this ritual to cremate care in themselves, so they could basically absolve themselves of any guilt that they might feel, because they actually show you the truth in plain sight. Everything's there. And we're naive and ignorant enough to dismiss that. We just dismiss it when they say it. So they tell us the truth. Bill Gates used the term the final solution a couple of years ago, 2020, on Stephen Colbert when talking about this product that I can't mention. And now there's all kinds of people expiring from this earth. You know, heart issues with children. Little children passing out on school buses. They tell us it's right there. But we're not willing to look. We're not humble enough to look. So I've tried to say goodbye a bunch of times now. I guess, yeah, just there's so much to talk about. And some of my friends aren't picking up the phone. So I wanted to share some stuff with you guys. And I really do appreciate you all. And I'm not going to back down. I'm going to continue to do my best. And if you'd like to support the channel, please do subscribe, share, like. There's links in the description of all my videos. I will try to get some links in this video if it stays up to alternative platforms where I can speak my mind censorship free for now. And yeah, connect with me, please. Don't be shy. I need you all to be interactive in this. If you have any ideas how we can improve, how I can improve, let me know. And yeah, reach out. I want to know where you all are coming from. And I appreciate you. I'm real grateful for you all. Love you all out there. Stay strong. Free. Enjoy every moment. All right? Enjoy every moment. And I'll see you in the next video. All right? I'll probably try to check in later, actually, when I get some time. I'll be in a little wooded cabin in West Virginia. So I'll try to check in later, maybe show you guys some good views. Yeah. Have an amazing day, okay? Enjoy wherever you are right now, whoever you're with. Try to make the best of it. I would have been stuck working a double today, serving pizzas, being harassed about my stance on the medical device, why I'm not wearing one. So that's what I would have been doing today. So remember, no liability, exempt from liability. Great harm caused by these things. See you later, guys. Remember, authority is illegitimate. Government is slavery. And you are special and unique and significant. And we don't have to take orders from predator, pedophile politicians, okay? Never expose the fraud. Speak up, stand up, grow up, and show up. It's time. It's time. See you later. How do I end this? There we go.